Good morning. It's me again with some more poems for our poetry contest and our poetry cafe. Okay, I have a book about a book with some animal poems that I'm going to read some from it. And then I have some other poems that I got off the internet that I think you might like. And the very last poem was a favorite poem of mine when I was in elementary school. I was older than my kids. K through 2 is who I'm teaching now. I think I was in the sixth grade and we had to memorize this poem, and it must have been a favorite of my sixth grade teachers. I'm not sure. But I just remembered it and I kind of like it. Okay, so first of all, this is the Book of Animal Poetry. I got it from the Gulf Shores Library, and it has lots of poems in it and many different types of poems, and I've just picked some. Here's one on the back that I'll do first before I even open it. And if you notice the kangaroos, okay? And the name of the poem is Travel Plans by Bobby Katz. If I could go anywhere, here's what I would do. I'd pop in the pouch of a kind kangaroo. I'd travel around for as long as I pleased and learn to say thank you in kangarooese. Like that's the name of the language. Okay, lots of rhyming words there. Do, kangaroo, pleased, kangarees. Okay, that is like a quatrain kind of. It's like four sentences or four lines. It's written in 8 lines because they're long lines, but 4 lines. A quatrain has 4 lines, and sometimes the first two rhyme and the last two rhyme, or maybe the first and third rhyme and then the second and fourth rhyme. But that is a quatrain. Okay, and here's some more animal poems. And I did this one because we live in Gulf Shores. And it's a this book is full of beautiful pictures. If you wanted to check it out at the Gulf Shores Library, it's so beautiful. And this is The Starfish. And look at that pretty starfish. The Starfish by David McCord. When I see a starfish upon the shining sand, I ask him how he liked the sea and if he likes the land. Would you rather be a starfish or an out beyond the barfish? I whisper very softly, and he seems to understand. He never says directly, but I fancy all the same that he knows the answer quite as well as if it were his name. An out beyond the barfish is much happier than a starfish, and when I look for him again, he's gone the way he came. Okay, that's kind of fun. Of course, the starfish didn't say all that, but the poetry writer, the poet, can pretend like he did. Okay, so of course, I didn't realize I have another sea animal. There's a big sea turtle, and of course, we get to see sea turtle eggs hatch down here in Gulf Shores. Okay, this is a cute little short poem, and I want you to listen for the poetry there. It's 3 different quatrains, and the first 2 lines rhyme in each one, and the second 2 rhyme with each one. Well, not necessarily, not necessarily. It's actually the second line and the fourth line that rhyme in them. Turtles. Turtles sit, turtles wait. Turtles never think they're late. Turtles crawl, turtles snap. Turtles take a long, long nap. Turtles listen, turtles hide. Turtles like to stay inside. That's so cute. Charles Higna wrote that. Okay? And it's true, and it was. We had wait and late, snap and nap, hide inside. When you start writing poems, the way that I think is a great idea is to think of some kind of topic, like if it was turtles, and then think of rhyming words that has to do with turtles. And this poet may have done that, and he must have thought about how wait and late. I mean, he probably came up with lots of rhyming words and thought, can I relate that to turtles? Like you might think of flower power. Well, he might have thought of flower and power, but then when he wrote his poem, he might have thought, well, I don't really know how I'm going to use flower and power in my poem. So he would go on to the next 2 rhyming words. Okay, this one's just cute. I am a baby porcupet. Okay, do you see the porcupine? And there's 2 poems. I'm reading this one. I am a baby porcupet. And I guess that's what a baby porcupine is called, a porcupet. Okay, I am a baby porcupet. My paws are small, my nose is wet. And as I nurse against my mom, we mew and coo a soft duet. Okay, so the first, second, and fourth line are rhyming on these quatrains. I am a baby porcupet. I cannot climb up branches yet. While mom sleeps in the trees, I curl beneath a log till sun has set. I am a baby porcupet. I nibble in the nighttime wet. A sprig of leaves, a tuft of grass, in hidden spots I won't forget. I am a baby porcupet. My fur is soft, my eyes are jet. But I can deal with any threat. I raise my quills and pirouette. By Joyce Sidman. Okay, so that was a very predictable rhyming scheme to it, and it's so cute, the little baby porcupet. I was going to read the ostrich one. That's a cute one too, but I can't read all of them. So you're going to have to check out the book if you want to read some of these. Oh, here we go. The donkey. Look at that tongue. Oh my gosh. Okay. Donkey, donkey, old and gray, open your mouth and gently bray. Lift your ears and blow your horn to wake the world this sleepy morn. Short and sweet poem. That's a nursery rhyme. Actually, it doesn't even say who wrote it, but that would be like in the Mother Goose book. Oh my gosh, I need to borrow my grandson's Mother Goose book and read some of my favorite nursery rhymes. Okay, I'm sure y'all like sloths. I saw a sloth play soccer is the name of it. Look at him. It reminds me of that cartoon that y'all have probably all seen, and the sloth is at the bank, or no, someone's at the bank trying to get something, and the sloth is the teller, and the sloth is like typing. Every time I watch it, I can't quit laughing. Okay, here. I saw a sloth play soccer. Can you imagine? They really are just as slow as the cartoons make them. I saw a sloth play soccer with a tortoise and a snail. They were all enthusiastic and determined to prevail. They were positively passionate and truly in the groove, and by watching very closely, I could almost see them move. By Keen Nesbitt. How would that soccer game go if it were, seriously, a sloth, a turtle, and a snail, or a tortoise and a snail? So funny. Okay, I have just a few more to read, and these are from the internet, and I thought they were cute for kids to listen to. And these are all rhyming ones, where in this one, every two lines rhyme. We have room, broom, frames, games, away, say, fair, wear, made, trade, socks, box. Okay, so this one is very predictable. And the name of it is it's the same guy who wrote the sloth one. I taught my cat to clean my room, by Ken Nesbitt. I taught my cat to clean my room, to use a bucket, brush, and broom, to dust my clock and picture frames, and pick up all my toys and games. He puts my pants and shirts away and makes my bed, and I would say, it seems to me it's only fair he puts away my underwear. In fact, I think he's got it made. I'm not as happy with our trade. He may pick up my shoes and socks, but I clean out his litter box. That's so funny. And that makes sense now. It seems to me it's only fair he puts away my underwear, because this kid has to clean out his litter box. Okay, this is a silly one by Gillette Burgess. The Goops is the name of it. The meanest trick I ever knew was one I know you would never do. I saw a goop once try to do it, and there was nothing funny to it. He pulled a chair from under me as I was sitting down, but he was sent to bed, and rightly too. It was a horrid thing to do. Okay, the Goops are some fantasy people that this Gillette Burgess writes about. They're funny poems for kids, and they're not real. The Goops are. Here's one more Goops poem. Table manners. The Goops, they lick their fingers, and the Goops, they lick their knives. They spill their broth on the tablecloth. They lead disgusting lives. The goops they talk while eating, and loud and fast they chew, and that is why I'm glad that I am not a goop. Are you? You lick your fingers, lick your knives, spill your food. Okay, this one is the Butterfly Ballad, and it will be familiar to y'all because you know what the life cycle is of the butterfly, and so it's going to talk all about the life cycle, but in a cute, poetic way. That will help you know when you're writing your poem if you want to teach in your poem. You could, if you know something fascinating about an animal or about a computer or anything, you can teach something through a poem, just like stories that are fiction and nonfiction. Nonfiction is teaching something. Okay, this is called the Butterfly Ballad by Guy Belloranti. Okay, and there's some pictures on it. I just printed them off the internet. Oh, it says sing to the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. I didn't know I was going to be singing. You know, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb, Mary had. Okay, let's try it. Butterfly starts as an egg, as an egg, as an egg. Butterfly starts as an egg. Let's see what happens next. Caterpillar hatches out, hatches out, hatches out. Caterpillar hatches out. Let's see what happens next. Caterpillar gobbles leaves, gobbles leaves, gobbles leaves. Caterpillar gobbles leaves. Let's see what happens next. Caterpillar grows and shreds, sheds, grows and sheds, grows and sheds. Caterpillar grows and sheds. Let's see what happens next. It becomes a chrysalis, chrysalis, chrysalis. It becomes a chrysalis. Let's see what happens next. Butterfly comes out at last, out at last, out at last. Butterfly comes out at last, and then it flies away. So that's cute. It's the Butterfly Ballad. So that's a way of writing a poem. They wrote it to the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. You could pick something like Mary Had a Little Lamb if you were going to write a poem about fingernail polish. And somehow you could, you would have to think of some rhyming words that go with it. Okay, here we go. Oh, here's another animal. Lots of animals. Snakes. A snake can glide from side to side. They're really long and like to hide. They have long backbones but no hair. They use their tongues to taste the air. They'll taste your scent if you are near and hiss a threat for you to hear. It's wise of you to clear their way so you don't have an awful day. Yeah, that is wise for you to get away from them. That was by Mariah Dietrich. Did I tell you? Yeah, I told you that one was fun. Okay, and then here's my last poem for this video. It is by Robert Frost. He is a very famous poet a long time ago, stopping by woods on a snowy evening. And the only reason I love it is because I remember it from when I was a kid. I'm almost 65. And when I was in, I think it was 6th grade. When I was in 6th grade, I was probably 11, maybe 12. I think I was 11, about to turn 12. So that means that was 54 years ago. And I still remember this poem. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. So think of a snowy wooded area. It's by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Okay, so the horse thought it was queer, which means weird, thought that it was odd that he's stopping in the middle of a snowy woods and there's no farmhouse. The horse is probably thinking, why are we stopping here? Yeah, that was good. Okay, there's you some more poems. And remember, we're going to have a poetry contest. The Gulf Shore City Library is that all K through 12 kids are encouraged to enter. And you're going to write a poem. It could be one of these quatrain poems where you have rhyming words at the end of the lines or at the end of every other line. We'll talk more about that. Or it could be the cinquain poem that we've talked about. Hold on, I think I have one sitting here to remind you the cinquain poems. Remember, y'all wrote one. Here, we decided to do a cinquain poem on summer. The first sentence, the first line is just a noun. Summer, and the second line, pretty, hot. And then 3 verbs, swimming, beaching, boating. And then a phrase, building sandcastles. And then another word at the end that's about like the one at the top, vacation. Because summer and vacation, when you're a school child, mean about the same thing. Okay, so that's a cinquain, and you're going to learn about a haiku poem, and you'll be able to write whatever you want and participate in the Poetry Cafe, which is April 24th. And we're all, K through 5 is going to read their original poem, and we're going to have coffee drinks. It's not really going to be coffee, but it's going to be like a little coffee cafe. Okay? Thank you. I hope you like them.